Welcome to the next chapter of our Part of Speech series. Chapter 6. Prepositions. If you like to read, we have picked up some of the best material for you. Click the link in the description to know more. Let us begin. What is prepositions? To understand the meaning of prepositions, let's take a look at its origin. The word preposition comes from Latin, pre prefix, before, and Latin, ponere, to put. This refers to the situation in Latin and Greek, where such words are placed before their complement, except sometimes in ancient Greek, and are hence prepositioned. In some languages, including Sindhi, Hindi, Urdu, Turkish, Hungarian, Korean, and Japanese, the same kinds of words typically come after their complement. To indicate this, they are called postpositions, using the prefix post, from Latin post meaning behind, after. There are also some cases where the function is performed by two parts coming before and after the complement. This is called a circumposition. In some languages, for example Finnish, some adpositions can be used as both prepositions and postpositions. Prepositions, postpositions and circumpositions are collectively known as adpositions. However, some linguists prefer to use the well-known and longer established term preposition in place of adposition, irrespective of position relative to the complement. Definition of preposition. A preposition is any word that can be used to introduce a prepositional phrase. A preposition is paired with an object of a preposition to form a prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrases are phrases that can be used to modify nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. For example, the sentence Candace went to the bank uses the prepositional phrase to the bank to tell us where Candace's destination was by modifying the verb went. Preposition examples. Let's look at some common examples of prepositions and how we would use them in sentences. List of common prepositions. Prepositions appear in lots of sentences, and some of the most commonly used words in the English language are prepositions. Some frequently used prepositions include to, for, of, from, by, in, on, at, with, about, among. Examples of prepositions in sentences. Typically, a preposition is the first word of a prepositional phrase. The following sentences show examples of how we use prepositions in sentences. I went to the store yesterday. By tonight, it should stop raining. For many people, Friday is the best day of the week. We sat on the bench under the tree. Lions are considered the kings of the jungle by many despite the fact that they live in the savannas of Africa. Types of prepositions. We use a lot of prepositions in sentences. Prepositions are often used to describe different types of relationships or abstract ideas. Some common instances where we use prepositions include references to location, direction, and time. Example of prepositions of place, location. Jessica stood at the corner. I live in Colorado. The computer sits on the desk. Examples of prepositions of time. The following sentences show examples of how we can use prepositions to refer to time. She went to the beach after work. The festival starts on Saturday. People wear spooky costumes during Halloween. We won't be able to move until next year. The bank is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Commonly used prepositions that can refer to time include at, after, before, by, from, on, in, to, until, during, since, within, and for. Examples of prepositions of direction. Here are some examples of sentences that use prepositions to refer to directions. The puppies ran toward their mother. The coins fell into the water. My fancy jeans came from Italy. Lucy threw the football to Charlie. Prepositions that can refer to directional movement include to, toward, in, into, on, onto, and from. Ending a sentence with a preposition. A common misconception is that it is grammatically incorrect to end a sentence with a preposition. This is not true, and it is perfectly acceptable to end a sentence with a preposition. In fact, many sentences would sound weird to most people if they didn't end in a preposition. For example, most people would say that the sentence "I don't know where the money came from" sounds better than "I don't know from where the money came." Similarly, many would prefer to say "This isn't the food I asked for" rather than "The food for which I asked is not this." While prepositions come at the end of many sentences in everyday speech and writing, it is generally preferred not to use them at the end of sentences in formal writing. Prepositions versus particles. Prepositions and particles may look the same, but they serve different functions in a sentence. A particle is a word that relies on another word for its meaning and does not stand on its own, such as the word to when it accompanies a verb or the word up when it forms a phrasal verb like cheer up. You can see why determining whether a word is functioning as a particle or a preposition in a sentence might be tricky. If you say "Despite his injuries, the goalie played on," the word "on" is functioning as a particle. It's attached to the verb play for meaning. If you say "The children played on the grass, and their feet are muddy," then "on the grass" is a prepositional phrase explaining where the children played. On is functioning as a preposition. Thanks for watching. Want to know more about English grammar? We post a weekly video on our YouTube channel. Stay tuned for the next episode. Please like and share our videos. See you next week. Till then, take care and keep learning.